Okay, you can actually purchase this program if you really want to. I found that the Pro version, while it does do some better things, also tends to find a lot more useless things and claim them as if they're bad or dangerous, and in reality they're not. Okay, so we're going to open the Edge browser again, and this time we're going to go to www. Here's a shocker, Google. Only because I like Google search results better. So google.ca, because I'm in, not you computer, my phone. My phone thought I was talking to it. I said we're going to Google, not OK Google. There. Okay, so we want to look for an antivirus program, and what I'm going to recommend is something I actually haven't used. It's not shocking, but I've heard good things about it. So, looking for Bitdefender free, and you definitely want to find Bitdefender.com, or I guess you could go off the CNET, but sometimes CNET bundles in some spyware. That's not good. Strong, silent, and free. That sounds good. And they do offer you the $20 plus version. We just want the free one. And we are going to run this. I normally use Avast, just because Avast has some interesting things. They have an app updater, they have remote control, and they have all kinds of cool things. Boot scans. But I've heard people say, oh, you don't have to worry about this. It doesn't have spyware built in or extra toolbars or anything like that. Avast has some that are probably not the best. And Avast has been having a lot of pop-ups lately, and it's just not good. I realize they got to advertise their products, but it almost feels like I've installed spyware on my computer instead of installing an antivirus, and that's not good. So we'll give Bitdefender a try here. Like I said, I've heard good things about them, and I've heard their antivirus is really good. So if it's silent and stays out of the way, that's what I would like. My favorite antivirus of all time was probably Norton Corporate, I think it was. Symantec Corporate. And great little program. Only complained when it needed an update or when something was wrong. And it seems these days the antivirus programs have just got bigger and bigger and bigger, and more features and the ability to walk your dog, and it's just kind of silly. No. So there they are saying that their Internet Security 2013 is better than Avast, AVG, or Avira. Sure, I'll believe you guys. You guys say we're better, you're better, that's good. Okay, let's still doing something. So I can't click on the toolbar. Interesting. Okay, next website we are going to is one called Ninite, NINITE.com. And apparently I want you to sign in with a Bitdefender account. You can create an account. Huh. Okay, that's great that you're protected, but how do you get rid of... Oh, there it goes. Okay. So we're going to ninite.com. And that is a program where you can install all kinds of programs. So since I don't know what this customer is going to use for a web browser, I normally install Firefox and Chrome. I do install a remote control software, so if they ever need my help I can connect to them. It's called TeamViewer. I install Oslostics, which is a defrag program. A program called Revo Uninstaller, and I know it sounds like another uninstaller. It does do uninstalls, but it also has a temp file cleanup, and it also has a way to stop programs from loading when you first turn on Windows, which is one of the reasons I use it. She's not going to be burning any disks most likely. I heard she does like Skype, so we'll definitely put that on. Normally I put a media player on, so I use VLC because it's simple, and I put a codec pack just in case there's some strange video file that doesn't play. It'll also allow it to play with Windows Media Player or something. I click all yes on the runtimes, so Java 8, .NET 4.6, Silverlight, Air, and Shockwave. So we'll get all those up to date. She's not going to be doing any imaging most likely. We'll let Windows do that. PDF reader, I use Adobe Reader DC. Under security, I check Malwarebytes and Spybot Search and Destroy 2. She's not going to do any file sharing, I don't think. I'll put Google Earth on there because she might want to look at the planet. And the other last one I do is going to be Google Drive. Google Drive will give you not only Office type software, but will give you a place to store your files online. And I hear she does have a Gmail account, so that'll work out well for her that way. You click Get Installer, and then Run. And I guess we can click Yes. Okay, and then it goes through and it will download the programs, then it'll install it. The good thing about Ninite is it installs programs without toolbars, without all the extras, and without extra programs. Just what you want. And it's free. And if you want to update the programs later on, you can just run the same install file and it'll go through and install the newest version and uninstall the old one. Okay, so it's currently done installing all these. We'll click Close. I'm going to check to see if there's any more updates. So I'm going to click on Start, left click, go to Settings, Update and Security. It says okay, we have some updates, so I'm going to click Install Now, and I'll go through those updates. Okay, so those updates are done. It didn't tell me to reboot, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to check for updates again. Sometimes you can actually get updates to updates, as strange as that sounds. And the nightmare from going from updating Windows 7 from a Service Pack 1 disk, and you're looking at like 204 updates. It's kind of crazy. That takes just about all day on a slower computer. But okay, it says it's up to date. I probably should check that. I want other Microsoft products as well. Don't want to do insider builds because that is see, yeah, it's activated. Good. That's always a good sign. Okay, so now I want to check the drivers and make sure they're up to date. I'm going to use Chrome this time. Just make sure that the browsers boot normally, and Chrome's always going to want, or the other browsers are always going to want to switch and be the default browser. I really don't care. So the other program I'm going to look for is Driverpack. Driverpack solution. Click on download. Now we just want we could download the 10.2 gigs, that gives you everything. I have that already on disk or on USB key. We just want the small little 2.4 megabyte file. And we'll open that when it's done. Look, it's done, it's extracting. Click yes. What this will do, this will analyze the computer, and it'll see if there's any updates that need to be done or if any missing drivers exist. We definitely don't want to click programs. Programs not installed. See, it would want to install Yandex Browser, Opera, and Yandex Elements. Not interested in any of those. And in reality, I'm probably not interested in any of the others. It's a Russian company that does this, I think, and a lot of them end up with funny logos and stuff on your computer. And it's not good. So here are the drivers that it found that need update. I'm just going to click on the bottom button that says install drivers. That way it doesn't install the programs as well. And I know it says connecting, and that doesn't make any sense at all to me because it's a percentage of each driver being installed. So you'll see the number go up and then go back down, go up, go back down. And this can take a while depending on how fast your computer is and also the complexity of the driver install. But for the most part, it only takes, well, a couple of minutes on a faster computer, I would think. It also depends on the amount of drivers that you have to install. This one had quite a few. Okay, so the drivers have been successfully installed. We'll click Finish. And then we'll click the X on the program to get rid of that. We'll close the browser. Now what I want to do is I want to open Revo Uninstaller. There we go. Okay. Click on the Tools tab, then Auto Run Manager. I want to turn off Java updates and Skype. Even though the customer says they use Skype, I don't want it loading every time if they're not going to be using it every time. They can click on the icon. They can always change that later if they want to. OneDrive is going to be on by default. That's Microsoft's backup solution. And I don't think it's too bad on resources, so we'll close that. Now we're going to do a right click on Spybot Search and Destroy. Go to Run as Administrator, do a left click, and then click Yes to approve that. It's asked me if I want to create a whitelist to speed up scanning in the future. I'm going to click Cancel. I don't want to do that right now. I want to click Update. Click Update. And it'll go through and check to see if we have any updates for this program. And yeah, there's just going to be. Basically what I want to do is I want to have this up to date. This is more of a preventative measure than it is a scanner. It does have a scanner, but it's not the best anti-malware program out there, but it's not the worst either. To me, my thought is that it'll block some stuff before it gets installed. And if you've ever been hit by a bad malware infection or something, anything you can do beforehand to stop it from happening is a good idea. I always recommend to people that they do their updates. Run Windows Update. If Windows Update doesn't work for you, that could be a sign that malware has got in there and messed things up. If you notice your antivirus program isn't running, again another sign. If you notice your computer slowing down, or if you go to a web page and you type something in, something else comes up, odds are it's redirected your browser. It might have done it through a DNS redirect. It might have done it through a proxy server. There's all kinds of things that these guys can do, and you're probably either going to have to run some scans and fix it yourself right away, get to it as soon as possible, or take it to somebody who fixes computers. Somebody like me. A lot of times, by the time I get the computer, it's far too late to do much. Files are already encrypted by CryptoLocker, and it's a real mess. I can't stress this enough. If you get a phone number on your screen, do not call it. If you get a phone call and somebody says they're Windows, or they're working for Microsoft. Do not believe it. Microsoft can't possibly call people. They don't have the resources. They don't have the call centers. You have to call them and pay for service. There's something like 68 million copies of Windows 10 as of this recording. And we're only 2 weeks into the month since it's been out. There's just no way. I know it sounds bad, but if I say it's an East Indian voice on the other line, just because the majority of the time it is, they're going to say that they got errors from your computer. If you have any doubt that a call is not legitimate, ask them questions. Ask them what operating system you're running. Microsoft would know that. They would have that in a DAT file. Or in a data file. They would have that if they had actually got information from your computer. They would know what browsers you use. They would know what versions those browsers are. They would know what updates you have installed on your computer. They would know what spyware was causing the problem if they had done that. And they don't do that. But for some reason, people keep giving them money. Keep allowing them to take control of your computer. And it frustrates me so bad to have to tell somebody that they've been scammed out of $300 because they paid somebody in Jakarta, Pakistan through Western Union to fix their computer. Get somebody local. Get somebody face-to-face to say, hey, I got this call. They said my computer was infected. Come to think of it, my computer has been acting a little weird. Can you take a look at it? How much will that cost? And if a person brings me a computer, I always tell them, it sounds like spyware. Let me take a look at it. I'll clean it up completely. Do all your Windows updates. Update your drivers. $50, good to go. And some people are like, whoa, that's not enough. And you get other people who are like, oh man, you're going to charge me money? I just bought this computer. Again, I don't do it for fun. Well, even though I love doing my job, I love helping people, I can't afford to do it for free as much as I'd like to. I just hate seeing people scammed over something so silly. And I hate seeing people take advantage of people that they don't deserve to be taken advantage of, and I don't know why they trust people on the phone, but for whatever reason people do. I keep getting phone calls, and they ask for me by name, so I say, yes, it's me. And then they say, okay, we just need to confirm your birth date. And I tell them flat out, I don't give out personal information over the phone. So I asked them who they are. They won't give me an answer. They say it's an important business matter only for me, but I have to confirm my identity first. I don't do that. I told them to send me a letter. They said they will after I confirm my birth date. I'm not giving out any information. If they truly have that information, as everybody does who I've ever dealt with business-wise, as far as cell phones or credit cards or anything like that, they know my birth date. So just stay safe, guys. Don't get scammed. Don't do you can check it out on YouTube too. You can see everybody getting these. They call them Microsoft scams or Windows scams. And there's a really good one by Carrie Holtzman. Can't think of his name now. I think that's it. Or he had the guy on the phone for quite a while. Sadly, I've never had a call like that, or never had the chance to record one. I did have one where I had placed an ad on Craigslist for computer work, and I got this guy message me saying that he wondered if I could do multiple computers. And so I messaged him back, said how many, and immediately the letter changed from somebody who was just in a conversation to something that looked like it was just pre-written. So my red flag went up, light bulb went off in my head, and I copied it word for word and pasted it into Google. Not you, phone.
Here are some matching pictures.
Okay. So, yeah, it came up under Craigslist scams, of all things. And basically the way the scam works is that you tell them how much you're going to fix the computers for. Then they actually send you a check for a couple $1,000s more. And they tell you that you can cash the check, keep your portion, but then forward the remaining amount to a shipper to come pick up the computers. I find it very amusing that somebody would ship computers across the country or across the continent or wherever they were coming from. But this guy gave me this address of a guy in New York. I got the check, immediately contacted the company that was on the check. They verified that the check was fake. And not that I had any doubts that it was fake or not. I'd given the guy a fake name to write it out to. But then I decided to play with the scammers a little bit. I'll probably make a video on this one day. And I told them the check was destroyed in the mail, and that they needed to send me another one. And so they sent me another check. I got them to change the name of it because I wanted to see how gullible these guys really were. And so they changed the name on the check. Again, I told them I couldn't cash it because they had slightly messed up the name. And I just kept wasting their time. And this went on, I don't know, 3 months or so, where they kept sending me checks. I kept declining them, not even bothering taking them to the bank. And it was rather amusing to really mess with them. One of the guys who runs the local pizza store here at the Domino's gave me a free pizza for my video because it was so funny. I did a short video on Facebook. He thought that was quite hilarious. And I completely just messed with these guys for several months and got them sent all kinds of checks. And I figured more time the scammers spend with me not getting any money is less time that they have to scam somebody else. Okay, guys, we'll be right back. My memory's out somehow on the camera. Okay, so the updates are done. We're just running an immunization in that same program, Spybot Search and Destroy. And this can take sometimes a fair amount of time. It depends on the computer speed. This computer should be pretty quick, so it shouldn't take too long. Okay, so that's done. And noticed when it did the update, it left me with an article or an upgrade to the Windows 10 version of this program. So I'm going to do that upgrade now, and then we'll run updates and immunization over again to get whatever is new, if there is any. Not very fast downloading. 700, 800K, that's not good. It's a good thing it's only a 47 megabyte file, roughly. Yeah, this has been an extremely slow process. I can't recall spending this much time on a laptop, and not entirely sure why. My internet doesn't seem to be slow. The laptop shouldn't be slow. It's been running really quick, other than the odd thing takes forever. I did do a quick defrag just to try and speed things up a little bit. But I should have looked up this model number and found out what the person paid for it. I think he bought it at Costco, but I'm not sure if they have a listing on their website. So I'm going to try Best Buy and see if they have anything similar. Best Buy Canada. And it's an HP Envy. HP Envy Core i5. 8 gig of RAM, Windows 8.1. Yeah, they have one for $9.99 that's pretty much identical specs, except the hard drive is smaller. The one with the 750 gig hard drive is $50 more. So about $1,050. So it's a fairly expensive laptop. I don't know if that's the laptop I would have bought, though. That seems like a bit too much for what he got. Especially given that it's going to an 80-year-old who won't use much more than maybe email and Skype. But at least he didn't cheap out, I guess. So we'll open this back up again. I don't expect a ton of updates on this, because it should have retained the old ones, I would think. It says there is some updates.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Okay, so it installed one update. Good. We'll check immunization, just make sure that's up to date. And those ones are all good. Okay. We check, go to settings. We'll check to see if there's any Windows updates. It says that we're up to date as of yesterday at 8:49 a.m. I'm going to try once more. Just refresh it. And we're just about perfectly done. I can't think of anything else to do. Oh, it did find some updates. Good. So we'll let it do that. And I need to get some cleaning cloths and clean off those fingerprints. I hope they're fingerprints. I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, I'll try and bring it in closer. Right in this area right here. I don't know if you can see that even with an angle. Well, they're pretty ugly. So we'll get rid of those. I know there's nothing downloading, so there shouldn't be any problem with internet speed. Maybe I'll run a speed test and see what we get from here. It's rather depressing. I'll set it up so there's documents on the desktop. Question is how I do that. Let's try desktop icon settings. Oh, that's strange. Cortana isn't supported? What? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, is it because I'm in Canada? So Cortana isn't supported? Okay. Oh, apparently Canadians can't get Cortana, even though I have it set to my laptop upstairs, but I guess I must have picked America US as my setting. That's interesting. What in the world is going on here? Okay, I had the customer drop off a copy of Microsoft Office 2007 and told him I didn't know if it would work in Windows 10, but so far so good. It installed perfectly fine, no errors, and now it's doing updates, so I think it's okay. really gotta clean that screen. It's bugging me. Got some screen cleaners from the dollar store. They're $1.25 for like 25 sheets. Basically, they're just coated in rubbing alcohol. And they say they're streak free, but we're gonna try. Had pretty good luck with them in the past, but I don't know with this dirt that was on the screen there. Yeah, looks pretty bad. Never spray directly on the screen, always wet your cloth first. There's just a little bit of dirt or something there, weird. And hopefully that'll dry up. Nice spot for reshine, hopefully. Always go over it later with a soft, dry cloth and polish any of the marks out. Yeah, it looks like it's going to leave some marks, darn it. So we're checking for updates again. Take my dry cloth here, see if I can. Well, I've got most of them. There's still one right here. It doesn't appear to be on the top of the glass, which isn't good. I don't know if you guys can see that or if you can see it better than I can, but it looks pretty clean now. Better than before. Oh, so we're doing the next round of updates for Office 2010. Or 2007, I should say. Obviously, you won't have to do the 2007 updates that if you're not installing it. But this customer wanted it, so that's what they get. It's warm down here. Good old studio lights. Try to check for updates again after those are done. Open Adobe Reader just to accept this agreement. So it's all ready to go when the customer gets the computer. And I normally update Malwarebytes anti-malware just to make sure it's up to date for when they first get the computer. No point in running a scan because it shouldn't have any bad things on it, given that none of the files were transferred from any other computer. Okay, apparently it's up to date. So now what I do is I go through and I'll run Revo and Installer. I'll go under Tools, run Auto Run Manager, and I'll uncheck SpyBot Windows 10 upgrade. We already did that. I already previously unchecked Skype and Java. So we're just leaving a couple things there. We'll run their junk file. Okay, so found 3563. I'll click delete. And that should eliminate most of them. Yeah, just a couple temp files that you can't get rid of right now. And we'll click clean up system files. Plug my USB drive that had some programs on it I was running earlier. Okay, so there we go. So we basically just want to clean up. Probably pretty much select everything if you want. There's also 20 22.5 gigabytes from the Windows 8.1 that was still, files are still on there. Pretty sure the customer isn't going to like Windows 8.1, that's why they wanted me to upgrade to 10, so I'm going to get rid of that. And if they did need it back, then I can always put it back. I have a disk of Windows 8.1. So 26.6 gigabytes needed to be deleted. So we'll do that. And it should give me a warning saying, hey, you're going to delete your previous window, you can't go back. Yes. Previous windows. Just be very cautious. If you do delete that, you're not going to be able to go back very easily without a disk. So you don't want to do that. Unless that's what you intend to do. I normally wouldn't go this step. But I was told that they hate Windows 8.1, so just to get it to 10. And if they're never going to go back to 8.1, there's no point in keeping the files then. Not that there's any shortage of space on a 750 gig hard drive, but it's always good to have a bit more. Okay, so that finished. So now the final step is to go to Ozlostic's disk defrag. And basically you want to click on the arrow, go down to defrag and optimize, and then click the checkbox that says shut down the computer. And then you just let it do its thing. And when it's done, the computer will shut off.
I have come here.
So as you guys can see, this is a very time-consuming process. Cost me just about 7 hours worth of time, and it probably will be over 7 hours by the time this finishes. Not saying you have to do it this way. It's pretty much the way that I do it for everything. The customer gets himself a computer that's pretty much stock Windows. They left some things running that are HP, but most of it was gone. There's no need for Amazon links, eBay links, and Netflix, and they're great things, but my biggest problem is that the software that comes with the computer may never get updated, and if it has a security flaw in it, it's another way that you can get up with spyware or a virus. Best to install programs that you're going to actually use, that are going to get updates. And I do check in with my customers every now and then. I hear from them, and they call me for questions, and I once in a while call them and ask them questions, and update their computer for them. Or they bring it to me if they get a virus or spyware, or they need a program installed or antivirus installed. But I would rather spend the time setting it up so they have as little problem as possible. And I guess that's everything for now. This has been another video. Thanks guys for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully you guys like this video. I'm going to try and make it as short as possible because obviously you're not going to watch a 7-hour video. So I'll see if I can get it down to, I'm hoping 20 to 30 minutes after I speed everything up. But we'll see what I can do. Anyway guys, till next time, like, share, subscribe. Feel free to comment. I'll do my best to respond to it if I get to it. And until next time, talk to you soon.